Hello everyone, thank you for joining me today. I'm going to try to post weekly videos where I show you a pose and we kind of drill down in all the different variations and modifications that you can use for that pose. So this week, since it's our very first week, we're going to start with one of my favorite poses, a pose you do in probably every single yoga class you've ever been to, and that pose is child's pose, or Balasana. I love child's pose. It's such a great pose to just get settled in and let go and reconnect with the breath if you've lost it. But you can also get some stretch and you can feel some work going on in your body in this pose as well. It's not just a resting pose, but it also is an awesome resting pose. And I once had a teacher tell me that one of the bravest things you can do in a yoga class, especially in a group setting, is listen to your body and know when maybe the right pose for you is child's pose. No matter where you are in class, that child's pose is always there for you. Maybe the person next to you is doing a headstand. Maybe the person is doing a warrior three. Maybe they're doing these poses that you feel tempted to be like, I need to do that. But it's showing, I think, the ultimate braveness when you can say, I'm listening to my body today, and for whatever reason, it honestly doesn't matter what that reason is, as long as you're being true to how you feel and your body. If it's telling you that looks awesome, but that's not for me today, for whatever reason, and saying, I'm not doing this yoga for the person next to me. I'm not doing this yoga for my teacher. I'm not doing it to try to put my body into this shape for a cool picture. I'm doing it to try to work on me, to learn more about myself, to unite, that's the meaning of yoga. It's to unite your breath, your body, your spirit, your mind, and then through uniting self and learning about yourself, it helps you connect with the divine within you, whatever that means, whatever your divine is. Maybe that's the earth, maybe that's God, maybe that's the universe, maybe it's energy. There is some definition of the divine, no matter what your beliefs may be, which is why yoga is great. Yoga is for anybody. It doesn't matter what religion you are, what religion you're not, whether you have a religion or not. You don't have to be Buddhist, you don't have to be Hindu, and it's just yoga's compatible with anything. It's just a way to know yourself and feel more connected, and not just to the divine, but knowing that when you connect to that place within you that is your divine, that everyone has something like that within them. So you're not just connecting with yourself and getting to know yourself, you're realizing that everyone is connected. Each one of us has something that everybody else has, and really we are all one. So child's pose. I got a little on a tangent there, I guess, but child's pose is, I think, the ultimate way in a class that you can honor your body if what is going on in the class is not feeling good to you. Having the bravery, I guess, to say, I don't need to do this for anybody else to do it for me. I can take this child's pose now if that's what my body needs. So let's kind of go through all the different ways we can do child's pose. So a lot of times you're going to be coming into a child's pose from tabletop. So here, we'll use this pillow in a minute. I promise it's here for a reason. So a lot of times you're coming from tabletop, which is going to be knees under hips. My daughter's waving at me through the window. And wrists, elbows, shoulders are making a straight line. And then a lot of times you'll be doing cat-cow, or maybe some bird dogs, and you'll say, and sit your hips back into child's pose. So from here, back into child's pose, just like this, and your chest is kind of going to be about at your knees, your belly is going to be on your thighs, your hands are right here, and you can either lower down from here, just like this, or if you want a little bit more of a stretch through your arms, you can always walk your hands out a little bit more from here, kind of engage through your shoulders, just like this, or you can just let your arms rest here, or it's also an option if you just kind of want to release and you don't want your arms to be working at all. Bring your hands behind you like this alongside your legs and just let them kind of melt towards the ground and relax. This is actually my personal favorite way to do child's pose. It's just like this. And kind of just let everything sort of melt into the earth. It feels really great. And then also, maybe if you're finding that your hips are more like up here and they're really tight and this just doesn't feel restful or relaxing to you, you can use a block. And I actually don't have any blocks at home. I know I don't have blocks at home. This is just a pillow, And you can put this pillow right here to have something to rest your hips back on, to kind of bring a little height to your legs, to give something for your hips to rest on if you want your hips to just fully release in this pose. And maybe when you're doing this pose with the pillow or not, if you find that your head's not reaching the ground or it doesn't feel good to get your head down there, you can always fold your arms, put your forehead right here onto your arms, just like this. So bring the ground up to you instead of bringing your head down to the ground. Or, that's also another great use for a pillow or a block. If maybe your hips are fine, but you want something for your head, you can put a pillow or a block right here, resting your forehead on it. And then we can also use child's pose to get a nice stretch down the side of our body. And the way we do that, a lot of times you'll hear this cued as walk both hands to one side, but really, the only hand that really needs to do most of the work is whichever hand is on the side of your body you're wanting to stretch. So since you guys can see my left side, I'm going to do that side right now. Moving your right arm doesn't really do much for the left side of your body, maybe a little bit, but not much. But what's really going to do that is this arm can stay right here. It's moving this arm over and then not just moving it over. Like I'm feeling a stretch here, and maybe this is where you stay, but if you want even more, you also start kind of walking it forward, sort of on a diagonal up and over. And then once you get that really kind of up there and engaged, you're feeling that stretch. Starts right here in my shoulder and goes all the way down to my hip. I can like feel space being created between each individual rib. And then again, here's another place where your head's here, or maybe if you're still wanting that height, maybe you can use your arm like this, or again, you can use a block or a pillow there. And then same thing on the other side, obviously. And now if you having your legs close together, whether it's just a little bit apart like this or with your knees together like this, it feels really constricting, and maybe if you have a bigger belly or a bigger chest, or even if you just don't like the feeling of that weight pushing into your chest, another great way to do child's pose, and this is probably my second favorite way to do child's pose besides with your arms down on your side, is you keep your feet together but bring your knees as wide as your mat. And this is also a great way that if you're pregnant, to create space for your belly is to do it just like this. Bring your knees out, and then everything else stays the same. You just walk it forward. And this gives a lot of space, and it actually maybe enables you to take deeper breaths here than you can with your legs together. You can also let your chest melt towards the ground, so you get a little bit more work through your chest. Just kind of feeling it, even if it doesn't touch, kind of feeling it melting towards the ground and encouraging it to get closer to the ground. And maybe as you hang out in this pose for a while, you'll notice that as you lay here and release and breathe, your chest becomes closer and closer to the ground. And if you want to get even a little more of a stretch, then here you can kind of reach your chin towards the ground like this, or again, maybe a block or pillow or your arm to do that, if that feels good on your neck. It actually doesn't feel great on my neck today. And then anything that we did in the other pose, you can do in this pose. You can still do those side body, walk into the side stretches. You can use your arms or a block or a pillow as a pillow for your head. It's not quite the same, but you can still give your arms that little rest. Kind of let them hang out like this if that feels okay. And then the other thing you can do in child's pose, and I actually forgot to show you this in the other one, but you can do it here too, is you can do, a lot of times they call it shark bend, but it's where you put your hands in like a prayer and you bring them up here over your head. This can also feel really nice too. So wherever you are right now, just kind of take a minute in this child's pose here and take 3 or 4 like really deep inhales and really deep exhales, and just kind of take a moment for yourself to notice how this pose feels in your body, and see if you're finding anywhere where you're holding tension to maybe just like let it release and relax, and just see how finding some stillness in this pose feels for you. Knowing that the earth is underneath you and it will hold you up. And just release and let go. And sometimes going into this simple resting pose is a brave choice. It's you being true to yourself.
knowing that yoga is your own personal practice. It's not for anyone else, it's just for you. And then, if it's accessible to you, we're going to move our hands into that shark fin pose that I was just telling you about, where we put our hands into prayer. And just take a moment on an inhale. Take your biggest inhale and feeling your chest, your belly, down the sides of your ribs inflating. And then a big, loud, audible exhale from your mouth. Thank your body for everything it does for you. Thank yourself for showing up on this yoga journey with me as we try to discover more, not just about yoga, the practice of yoga, but about ourselves, about who we really are, and about how to honor that self, how to choose what is best for us. And I truly believe that in choosing what is best for us and in honoring our true self, that when we are at peace and happy within ourselves, we radiate that into the world, and that the way we bring peace and happiness to the world is by first finding it within ourselves. Thank you so much for joining me today. The light in me honors the light in each and every one of you. Namaste.